let's take this off now. So the next method is to just grab it in the chuck. I have two chucks set up, but we'll just do one. So let's show the beast here, the Vic Mark. Takes a different key. So this is the Vic Mark. For this one, I'm going to need another. Yep, he had these.
I was saying that really cleaned up nice.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that carb cleaner.
It was all black.
Yeah, he had been turning deer antler and other stuff. These things were pretty corroded up, so all three of them went through the carb cleaner. So for this one, there's no marking the centers. I don't need to know what the center is. For this, you do have to have the larger chucks. It's more or less the medium chucks, the 4-inch chucks or 100-millimeter chucks. You'd have to have that. For this one, you're simply opening this chuck up to grab the piece of wood. Now, you do have, with this particular one here, you have play both directions. So what I like to do is, as I'm getting close, I do try to go ahead and use that. I'm looking at the teeth or those edges that's going to bite into the wood. So I'm seeing if I can't get it centered this way, and then I can turn it this way and also just see if it's centered, and then decide to move it slightly. You get some movement. Of course, by the time you crank this thing down, it may kind of reposition on you anyway, but you do your best. Go ahead and tighten it up pretty good.
How would that work with an odd-shaped piece of wood, though? That's a square one. It seems pretty. You know, like say you had an odd shape, not a perfectly square, but still grab properly.
Possibly you may want to take out, I have seen people take two jaws out to where you just have two jaws. I'm not saying how safe that is or isn't, but I have seen people, do that. So
I don't think I trust it.
find a different way to mount it.
Yeah, like a road block or something.
Yeah.
The old jaws you had where they were all, where you do each one.
Yeah, that one.
You can adjust it any way you want it with it, huh?
So for this now, same thing. It's kind of the same procedure. Except this time I think I'll go ahead and face it off. We'll start with facing this off just to kind of clean it up. Go back to the spindle gouge. Just going to come right through there. Face that off enough to clean up all the mess that was on it. This one we're going to go with let's do a recess. And for the recess, let's just, I'm going to use this one here, the other Vic Mark. So for that recess, let me just double check. Nope. Sorry about that. All right, so for this Vic Mark, I've got that sitting there slightly opened up. So that's what I need for the sizing for the recess. Bring this back in. I can see that that's pretty, that's almost 2 pencils away. So for this one, if I recall correctly, I think that's where I just decided to double stack the pencil so that I did have 2 of them there to make sure I give myself plenty of room here to get my recess. Come in here. Do that. And since we'll just check it here and can see, yeah, that's going to be plenty big. I can take actually probably take this line just slightly. No, since I'm doing a demo, I'm going to leave it. Make sure I have enough there.
Thank you, Joe. Stop that.
Thank you, sir. Come back in. I'm going to go back to the Badan.
Once.
I'm a little bit high. I want to be closer to the center. And let's go ahead and make the recess. For that, I decided to go ahead and just flatten all of that out. Once again, back to the Craftsman skew chisel, just to get that dovetail on the inside. There's our dovetail. Since I have this in my hand, I'm going to go ahead and decide to make a few of those lines. 3 lines. Maybe we come back and catch the other side just to kind of give it a little rounded over. Yeah, it looks like it needs 4. I have to charge $7.50 for this one. So that's the recess there.
You mentioned back here, Tommy, do you ever use a texturing tool on?
No, I've tried. I've taken 1 or 2 classes and I haven't gotten the hang of the texturing tool yet.
Okay.
And I haven't purchased any yet either, so, but.
That's a good reason.
It's got to have some openings to it.
It's just about every class I take, you end up purchasing something, so. Haven't did that one just yet. Yep, so for this one, go back.
This stuff as hard as it is, it will texture hard.
This one's a recess, so I'm going to be, pressing out on this, so I want to make sure I don't take away a lot of this outside over here, or else I'm going to have problems. So with that recess, I'm going to have to keep as much as I can without, wasting away a lot. But I'm going to go ahead and clean up this side and start taking a little bit there.
What tool are you using?
This is a bowl gouge with a swept back grind. It's kind of the favorite tool. You notice it's the one I keep picking up. I brought a bunch of tools, but this is the one that I really like.
How big is that?
This one's 5/8.
So even though you're doing a small bowl, you're happy with the bigger?
Yeah, for me it works. It gets to my hip closer too. There is a longer handle I didn't bring, but the size of this tool, I could use other ones. I mean, yeah, I could use a smaller, a 1/2 inch or something, but it's got the nice cut to it. I like the profile. I've gotten used to cutting with this one. So it's like, why do you have so many tools if you use one? So that is kind of a thing. If you get into turning, don't necessarily go buy a bunch of tools until you buy 1 or 2 and use them and see if those work for you, because you can save yourself some money.
And it's a matter of what's comfortable for you.
Yes. Yeah, and actually, the one that I liked before, I had these Carter & Sons, but the ones that I bought came with my lathe were these. And I actually like to pick these up a little more than the Carter & Sons. I just like the lighter feel of the wood and the way it is, but
A longer handle too.
yeah, that's true in this case. So this one will work too. So hey, since I have this one, let's give this one a shot. And this one's a 1/2 inch. And it's a little sharper. So once again, you're coming in here, you're just deciding what to do. I didn't decide to leave feet on this one, and I can't at this point, but you can kind of see that if you wanted to leave feet, you could have had feet on your next one. So you could think about stuff like that. It gives me a chance to see what this one's going to look like. We can get to round pretty quick here. Just stay away from your jaws over here. So this is where it's good to anchor and just move your body. And I'm paying attention to, curve away from those jaws. And then I decided to go a little in on that one straight. This one, I'm looking at that pattern again. Once again, it's not perfect, so I'm probably not going to leave that pattern. The square outside pattern. So then just come back in. Get your light so you can actually see what you're doing. And I decided to go for a little different pattern there, leave the bottom a little larger, go into the center a little bit. Do that. So at this point, once again, I think that that's good enough to decide we're going to reverse chuck this. Once again, go ahead and get all of this sanded down, sand it over, apply the finish to it. So let's switch this one around.
Chuck's over there. The one he measured for.
So let's take this out. Let's get this chuck out of here. In this case, you could use the breaker bar to put the thing to get that, or the chuck key. All right, so for this one, you wouldn't have to have 2 sets of chucks, but you would be taking 8 screws out of here, taking those jaws off, putting the other jaws on. And I don't know about you guys, but I don't think I have that much more time left to be doing that. So buy the extra one. All right, so for this,
Yeah, it would look like it.
I did leave that one a little larger than probably should have. And how tight do you tight? Just before you hear the crack, stop. So,
Anticipate the crack.
Once you hear it, it goes too far.
Yep.
for some reason, it doesn't quite look like a, make sure you're pressing in the center. You can bring the tailstock up if you want that pressure, or just press right in the center and get that where you want it. So same thing, we're back to deciding on this one, what this is going to look like. Let's pick up the sharper tool.
You gonna bring your tailstock up?
For this one, I think we'll be okay. I'm going to risk it. Just keep your heads up. It takes slow, small bites. Starting to get some kind of idea of what I'm going for.
I have a bunch for square.
Now I got a little bit of square still up top. Probably round that over just a bit. Usually wouldn't push through like that, but I haven't did anything to this other surface. So if there's a little bit of tear out there, I'm going to take care of that. So I don't think I've seen that pattern before in what I've made so far. So something different. You could put some burn lines in here if you wanted that. Anybody want to see burn lines go in? Nope. All right. So in this case here, let's see what this one looks like. Maybe square insides. So I think first thing I'll do is just take out a little bit of the inside. Just to kind of give me a place to work. Got a box cutter here, so I'm just going to go ahead and see how it cuts on this one. I resharpened this yesterday, so let's see if I got it right. And for some reason, I don't think I did. It's not cutting as good as it was. Let's change that height just a little bit. Not liking that so much. Let's take a little bit of that out. And before you turn it into a funnel, just check we're still fine. I think I'll take a little bit more. I do see a design opportunity there, is I've got a little ridge inside there, so I could actually make a top for this. I could continue with the curved bottom. I could turn around and take another piece of this and make a top, so maybe in the future that's what I may do for that one. Actually, I may leave this one as a example. So I go back and do that. Once again, I need to blend the inside to the outside. So I'm going to come across here. Maybe pick up that edge a little bit. So let's call that one done for this one. I think you guys have probably seen the process here now to how to do this. So this one would be, would be sand, finish it, get to where you want. And then when you take this one off the chuck, since you've already did the back side, you don't have to do anything else.
If you were going to make that a flat bottom, would you have done the same thing with the gouge and then gone in with that other tool on the walls?
Yeah, it kind of depends how it's cutting. In this case here, that the tool wasn't cutting as great. But yeah, the best thing to do is take out as much, and then this tool here on this edge, that complete edge there is for cleaning up that side, so that edge would go in straight, and you get a nice straight edge there. I think I passed around one or two of them had that box cut inside of it. But yeah, then it would be take that in, and that's not 90 degrees. So when you get this in, you won't be hitting the bottom, but then you turn a little bit to go across the bottom and get your flat bottom.
Thanks.
Yep. So that one's to that point. Any questions? All right. Do you want to see how I finish them or what I do? Are we time? All right. So so I'll wrap up then. I think I've probably put most of you to sleep already. But that's how I make these. 6 weeks ago, I didn't even know I was going to be doing this. So I brought one. I did a show and tell, brought one in. Hans signed me up for this, so thank you, Hans. I appreciate it.
And Tony, for doing your 25th demonstration, you did really well.
25th, okay.
I mean, I think he did well for his first demonstration.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.